Hey guys,
Hey guys!
welcome back to IRL.
I'm feeling really awkward now because I'm like very aware of the guys that are like looking at us through this big window across from us.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of like, they look like fourth years.
No, they look like they're in sport media.
They do. Like guys.
Like bros.
Just like the bros
The
are
bros.
across from us and they can see us very clearly. It's really uncomfortable.
It's okay. And also, it feels weird right now because typically we have people in the stew with us, and no one
In the
is
stew.
in the stew, but no one else is. It's just us today.
It's just us.
So
we're just two lone pieces of beef floating in the stew.
beef. Oh, nice.
Thank you. You're like, beef?
One thing about me is I can't get a pun.
Oh,
Like,
that's okay.
Puns are not my thing.
I
But
like to
that,
bring them up in here a lot for some reason.
Oh.
I like pop them out during the podcast.
See, and
for no reason.
I probably haven't noticed that.
No, you
Yeah.
haven't. You haven't. But it's okay.
All right, now that I'm embarrassed, let's get into the obsessions of the week.
Absolutely.
I think we both have videos.
I
Or
don't
like
have videos.
media of some sort. I don't
Oh,
know.
hell yeah.
So yeah, so sorry.
I have a picture.
I'm so sorry if you're listening to this on Spotify, but like, hold on. Oh my god. Twitter Twitter updated to where like it makes it really hard to show videos. But this is for the audio listeners, this is a gator eating like an alligator eating a popsicle.
Oh.
And I love it so much because the way that he like chomps, it's like a screen recording of someone posting this on Facebook, and the caption is "Too hot, he had to cool off." He's so mean.
He looks like me, like the way he's like gripping the side, holding himself up, like that's me in a swimming pool.
Yeah, that's my obsession. I get really obsessed with alligators as a concept. Like I think they're so interesting.
Yeah, you know what? I actually am deathly afraid of them.
Oh, no.
Alligators and crocodiles, those things are like, those are probably my top, like, scariest animal alive.
No, especially like in X. There's a scene with alligators. There's like a kill scene with alligators. Oh my god.
I think the worst for me was when like Maxine like decided to go for a little swim and it was like making its way up right behind her. I was like, oh my god.
Did you ever, as a kid, watch those like Croczilla movies? Or was I just like really weird?
I don't think I've ever even heard of that.
Hold on. I don't know. They were like a spin on. There were also shark ones, like Sharkzilla.
Oh, I've seen like shark.
I know they weren't all called Zilla, but that's like what's coming to my mind.
I've like seen like Sharknado.
No, it's not the same.
I don't think I've even seen the first Sharknado though.
But
it was
like,
just one of the other
I don't
ones.
know if it's actually called Croczilla, but there's like a look at this boy. But it's basically like a huge. No, this is like it's like huge. Or was it? I don't know what it's called.
I'm like tearing up thinking about that. Like I think I would just like make sure I never have to endure that. Like this is me in the most PG censored way saying I would just make sure that I didn't have to experience that.
Yeah. Oh my god, what is this called?
Looking dead to the camera when I said that.
I can't. Maybe it's Lake Placid that I'm thinking of, but it's not. Because that movie has a huge crocodile, and that got me really scared of them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, as a kid, I found movies that just like had huge ass crocodiles.
You know what okay.
It's always been a fixation, I guess.
I like went on like a big, what is that? Like, is it primordial fish? The like one second. I'm going to find it. The memers of the universe know what I'm talking about, I bet, like, immediately. But, like, what is it called? Primordial fish. You know how, like, a fish came out of fucking... Cut! A fish... like came out of the water, and that's the whole reason that like humans started being a thing like way back because we used to all be underwater. What is it called? I'll find it.
You might not, because I didn't find what I was trying to talk about.
It's this guy. It's this guy. Tiktaalik. You know what I'm talking about now when you see this?
He's so me.
Literally, like...
Who I'm thinking about Tiktaalik?
Yeah, those things, the fact that, like, everything was just an alligator, like, that's just a type of alligator, like, not really.
Not at all, actually.
At all, but, like, you know how, like, the fact that, like, alligators just have, like, transformed throughout, like, forever. Like, they've just been here absolutely forever. That, like, terrifies me. And I was, like, going through, like, a really deep dive yesterday about it.
Actually, yesterday?
Literally yesterday.
That's crazy. There was this zoo I would go to growing up. It's in Alabama. And it was, I'm against zoos. Just to say this. I don't like zoos.
I get
as
that.
a concept, 'cause, like,
have been to a lot of zoos, though.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of zoos. It's an activity. But anyway, this was, like, a
It sounds
family owned.
sorry, I'm
like, it
cutting
was,
you
like, I don't even know what it's called when you, like, save animals. Like, they were raised in captivity. Sorry. Oh my God, my brain is not working. So they were raised in captivity, and when
Like
animals,
Tiger King.
Yeah, like, when animals are raised in captivity, they can't, like, be released in the wild because they can't function.
They'll just, like,
They will get eaten. Anyway, but they had this huge, like, alligator crocodile section because it's in Alabama. And they have a ton of alligators there.
Yeah.
And there was one, his name is Chucky, he's really fat, and he escaped in Hurricane Katrina and, like, was missing. They have him back now, but, like... And they also had another one that was, like, 100 years old or something crazy, and it was huge.
Oh my gosh, that's actually so funny. Lauren was showing me a video of someone that she knew from, like, her hometown the other day. And they were, like, they had, like, basically we think they were, like, animal trafficking. But, like, they're, like, 3 giant, like, cobras. Like, cobras are like a python or something in her house. And she was just sitting there, like, when they get loose, like, on Snapchat. And we were like, can you imagine if, like, there was just 3 cobras just loose in your town?
No.
Like, that's crazy.
I
Like,
would
you're just,
leave.
everyone's just like, oh, watch out for the 3 cobras on the loose.
Snakes are scary, too. I don't like that. Anyway, what's your obsession?
My obsession, okay, I am going on a tangent for my obsession. I keep looking you guys, like, dead into the soul.
I don't even think you're looking into the camera that we're using. Like, I fully think we're using this one.
Actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
I bet.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm a little bit
are.
humiliated now.
I'm just a wee bit humiliated.
I'm just feeling a bit embarrassed now. So basically, we have this friend. I'm gonna go on a big tangent. We have this friend, Colton. And so, like, Colton, like, regardless of, like, how much we make fun of him, like, he's, like, fine. Like, he's a very decent human being. Like, he's a good guy.
He's okay.
Yeah. It's Colton. Like, he's our friend.
Yeah.
Like, it's Colton.
We love Colton.
Yeah. So, there's a thing where we just, like to, like, make fun of him and the things he enjoys. But coincidentally, we do have a lot in common. And so this past summer, I, like, was listening to quite a bit of Deftones, which is really embarrassing to say. And
I wish I had, like, a like, soundboard to make, like, a fart sound. Like
wah, wah. But, like, I can't lie. I like the music, and it's, like, one of those things that, like, I also feel embarrassed by simply because I know that Colton likes them. And so, but it's, like, been a running trend now that I think a lot of people think that I'm, like, obsessed with Deftones. Like, everyone in my life is like, oh yeah, Paige, like, really likes Deftones. And, like, yeah, sure, like, I like their music. I know, like, the lead singer's name is like Chino Moreno.
I didn't know that.
And I have this funny photo. This is what I wanted to show you. We'll put it in. That's exactly what Chino Moreno looks like. Like the lead singer, the guy who's like, he's like old and he just moans into the mic the whole time. And literally he looks like, what is his name? Big Neck Ed. Big Neck Ed.
Why'd you say it like that?
I said Big Ned first. But yeah, I just like, my obsession is Deftones, but also I want to make it known that like this isn't like a new obsession, and also I'm embarrassed by it.
Paige is normal.
I'm very normal, guys. And also my Spotify gave me a notification like about 2 weeks ago, just randomly, and it was humiliating. It was like, you've been listening to a lot of Deftones. It might be in your Spotify Wrapped. Stay tuned to find out. Like literally a pop-up on my Spotify. I was like,
I'm excited to see the Spotify Wrapped.
It's all I've been thinking about.
I'm kind of scared.
I've been thinking about it since Halloween because that's when they stopped the analytics. And ever since Halloween, I've been like, oh my God, I wonder what it is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Also, if you guys are wondering what my favorite Deftones song is, it's either Sex Tape or... No, I'm going to stick with Sex Tape. I know Colton won't like that. But that's my final answer. I don't know what
my favorite is. I used to listen to Deftones at the gym a lot.
That's a thing. Like, Deftones is like the edgy gym bro.
Yeah, like
thing.
I
really like Rosemary too.
I don't know if you've ever been to a Planet Fitness, but they have this like.
I have.
Okay, they have this like.
This is the notification I got. New to you in 2022.
They have this like on the wall. There's a definition of a lunk alarm, and it's basically it says like, oh, here you're a lunk if this, and this, and it's like a gym bro basically. And every time I would go with like my friends, they'd be like, no, literally like lunk alarm Planet Fitness. I think it's just a Planet Fitness term, which is insane.
Also, Beware is so good. Just wanted to put it out there.
Like, you're embarrassing yourself.
I know.
Be normal.
I'm sorry. And then, like, they're all good. I can't lie. Like, I'm looking at them right now. Change is the one that most people know. It's the one where they're like, I'm not going to sing it, actually.
I don't think that's the most known song. That wasn't the first song I found by them. I need to figure
out. I've always felt, no, that's like their top most popular song.
On Spotify. That doesn't mean anything.
I guess so.
I feel like Sex Tape or like Cherry Waves, which Cherry Waves is not that popular apparently, but like those were like the first two I found. I didn't know Change until like recently.
I knew Change first.
Okay.
Change like got popular on TikTok too.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
It didn't, like, it wasn't popular because of TikTok, but it was a popular audio on TikTok at one point. Also, My Own Summer is literally insane every time that comes on.
We cannot talk about Deftones any longer. Like, shut up. Like, shut up about Deftones.
I'm done.
Anyway, I guess we'll move on. We, like, kind of have a topic for today's episode, but kind of not. I feel like we're just at a point of where we're just like, We used to, like, plan these out very thoroughly, and now we're just like,
well,
we're here. So this episode, if all is going well, should come out the day before my birthday.
Yes.
I'm turning 20.
We keep doing like gym office like looks to the camera now.
Yeah, so watch
I was doing it already to this one.
The camera we're not using. It's okay. Yeah, so Paige is old. And she's been 20 for a while now, actually. I
can't believe that has happened like consecutively the past 3 times we filmed.
I just have to say, I have no depth perception, like, at all. And especially, like, I'm not wearing my glasses right now, and I'm farsighted, so when things are close up to me, I, like, The amount of times I've like stabbed my eye with sunglasses while putting them on, like it's not a joke.
Oh,
so that's why I hit this a lot, is because I like can't see that it's there. I can see. I don't be worried about my eyesight. Like I'm fine.
Yeah.
I can see it's there, but like not really.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
I forget what I was saying before I hit that.
I like could not. Oh, we were just talking about like how I'm old.
Yeah, Paige is old. She been 20.
She been 20.
And I feel like 20 is so, like, a lot of people, especially, like, a lot of people that I know, like, I'm a bit older than most of my friends, but, like, a lot of people are like, oh my god, I'm gonna be 20 soon, like, like, freaking out. I am, like, fine.
Yeah, it didn't scare me at all.
Like, I think it's just weird because it's like, oh my god, I'm in my 20s. Like, the only thing I'm like, oh, I'm not a teenager anymore. But I don't think I want, like, I think I'm done with being a teenager. I've served my time. It was not good.
Yeah.
I need to move on. Mm-hmm. And I feel like 20s will be okay. I don't know. But also, I, like, see people on TikTok that are always like, your 20s are the worst years of your life. You're going to suffer. And I'm like, damn.
Hey, I mean, I got only, like, less than a year on it, but it's been better.
Right? Like
it hasn't been that bad, guys.
There's something about it that's like, it's almost like I love the movie like 13 going on 30.
Mm-hmm.
And like the 30 flirty and thriving. I feel like there's a version of that for me in my 20s. But like, yeah. I don't know how to rhyme, but
also like I just like was like gross as a like teenager, like a young teen.
Oh, yeah.
Like just thinking about myself then, like, and I know that like later on in life I'll be like, ew, I was gross as a 20-year-old, but like I was like I'm like happier. Happier.
Which isn't saying much.
But I am happier with like how I like hold myself now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't. And even just, like, looking at, like, me a year ago versus now.
Mm-hmm.
Completely different person. Like.
No, yeah, because I don't know if you had this moment, but when I came here, it was, like, it took me, like, 2 months to, like, become my own person. I feel like, I was still, like, when I came here, you could, like, see that I was still like kind of like the same person I was back home, and then like something like flipped after those 2 months, like not in like a bad way, just like I was like, I am my own person and I can think how I want and do things how I want.
I don't think that happened for me last year at all, to be honest. Like I think it was this year, because last year I lived in like a residence, like an on-campus residence, and like I think this year moving into my own apartment and like fully being on my own, that's when like my independence kicked in. Oh my god, sorry, my like the cold brew settling.
When you say that, it's like, to me that's like it's settling in like my stomach, like it's
settling everywhere. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
my body hurts right now, but that's my fault. Yeah, just like moving into my first, like moving out basically, and like not going home as much, and just like being like fully on my, like buying groceries. Like I didn't really do that last year because I was on a meal
hate
plan.
buying groceries.
I do too. I'm not gonna lie. Now that I work regularly at a place where I can like take food, I literally just like grocery shop at work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I will live off of these sandwiches. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've been doing, basically.
I've been like, when people talk about like the college like diet and they're like ramen and pizza and whatever, like I get that, but like I have my own college diet and it's still not healthy. But it's like not, like that's not really how people maneuver.
I will say the ramen is so true, though.
I do consume, like, quite a bit of ramen, but, like, I would say that, like, my, like, university experience eating food is that, like, I will, like, make one meal, the exact same meal, like, twice a day for, like, 2 weeks straight until I run out of those, like, ingredients to make it. and then I won't touch it ever again. Like, it's the same thing constantly. Like, I had some cream cheese and butter left over, and I made those cookies again. I'm never going to make them again in my life. But the fact that I had that left over, I'm like, I've been eating those cookies nonstop.
Okay. I don't know if I'm like that. So, because, like, I try to give myself variety, but most of the variety is pasta. Like, it's, like, pasta and ramen, like, most of the time for me. And, like, I buy rice, but anytime I want to cook a meal with rice, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot to do. Like, rice itself is not that hard to cook, but if I want, like, a meal...
Yeah.
I just don't have the energy.
Yeah, and, like, if you're cooking, like, rice, too, like, you gotta, like...
Yeah, I don't do the instant rice. It feels like I'm, like, why is my brain, like, not working? It's like I'm dishonoring my culture.
The way that you were like, it feels like I'm like literally letting down my ancestors.
Like I'm letting down my like African ancestry. Like I can't make minute rice. Are you kidding me?
I do, however, make a lot of minute rice. Like, and that's thanks to my ancestors. Thanks, guys.
Like if I told my dad I was eating minute rice, he'd be so mad at me, I think.
I like grew up on minute rice. I literally didn't know that there was like anything different. I didn't know that like rice took like a long time to cook because I grew up with like 5-minute rice. I'm white. Like my family's very, very, very white.
Yeah.
Like very white, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's okay.
We did like an ancestry thing and everything. I was begging and hoping that I would have a sliver of like decent ancestry, and I just don't. Like I really just don't. Like my descent comes from like Russia and Germany. Like it's some bad stuff.
I'm of German descent descent as well.
I feel like
I had to think about that.
I mean, not to like, oh my god, we're gonna talk about war again.
What?
Like just briefly, but like that era of time, like they were really like effing shiz up. And so there's a lot of German in a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
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 Without getting super dark and also cussing.
And doing everything we're not supposed to do on the show. We have guidelines.
We do have guidelines, and I just like kind of very briefly broke every single one of them.
Yeah. Do you know what time we started?
I was literally going to ask you that. I was like, I have no idea when we're supposed to stop talking.
This episode's kind of a mess.
Yeah, we might have to like, we can like...
No.
Like, do you know how we're, like, how are we supposed to predict when we're done? Also, this is so ugly to put in the episode. Can we just cut this part?
Yeah, we have like, we could do like 10 more minutes.
Okay. I'll set a little.
And then we'll actually talk about the topic.
Yeah. Okay. 20s.
Anyway, yeah. Like, I feel like also I kind of touched TikTok and you turning 20, but people will always be like, oh my god, your 20s are awful. Your 20s, this. And, like, the, like, sounds on TikTok, they're like, you're 20? You're 20? Like, I don't know. I feel like they're... And also just, they act like 20-year-olds are old. They're always like, shouldn't you have a mortgage? When, like, a 20-year-old says anything, or, like, a 22-year-old. Or, like, when someone's like, oh, I'm 25. They're like, oh, my God, you don't even look 25. I'm like, well, I think that your 20s, like, are a lot younger than when you, I don't know how to explain this, but, like, when you're a teen, you think your 20s are very old and, like, you should have your shit together. But, like, I don't think that's actually true.
No, not at all. I mean, I get it because, like, when I was younger and I remember watching, like, Connor Franta and everyone, and I was like, he's in his 20s. Like, he's, like, a grown-up. But, like, no. You really aren't. Like, it's, like, your first, like, your 20s are literally, like, your first-ish, like, for most people, like, 2 years, like, being on your own. So you definitely are not, like...
Yeah. And I mean, like, because I don't even feel like I'm an adult. I mean, I do feel like I'm an adult in a lot of ways. Like, I think I'm a lot more independent now, and I think I do a lot of like I do a lot on my own, but I still like call my dad and ask him questions about things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I still
absolutely.
rely on my parents in a lot of ways, and I think it's weird to expect otherwise of people, especially just like coming out of the pandemic and like all the stuff with that. I don't know, but I had something else to say about that and I don't remember.
I have 2 younger sisters, so like they have been like on my back about me being old my whole life. So like kind of like thinking like the TikToks and stuff, like I'm not really like, I like don't even think twice about it because my sisters are like, I'll get like a text randomly from my sisters and they're like, you're old, just like randomly. I'm like, okay.
Interesting.
It's like that, like my siblings think that I'm very, very old. Like they're like, oh, my sister's old. And I actually find it funny because in comparison, like I'm the oldest sibling, right? So I don't know any different at all. But like with like my friends, my dad is going to bring up how many times I just said like. My dad has been talking about how often I say like because he listens to every podcast and I say it a lot apparently. But I'm going to continue to do it. When I had like friends in like elementary school and they were like younger and had older siblings that were like in university, I remember being like
Someone's
I'm
like
getting
staring
so
at us.
distracted right now.
What? I think she's coming in. I don't know.
She's coming in.
Is she?
Oh.
What?
Oh. See, it's locked. I told you.
I don't know
The
how
door
it's
is like
locked.
locking on the other side.
I'm not
Anyways,
letting her in.
when I was like younger and my friends had like siblings in college, I used to be like, how is that even possible? Like, how is it possible at all?
Actually,
That's so old.
when we were younger, or I guess when I don't know why I said we, like we weren't together or anything,
But, like, yeah.
but like when I, like a long time ago, and I being the oldest sibling was very confused by people who had like siblings that were adults. That, I don't know why it threw me off so much, but I just like couldn't
It was
handle.
confusing.
Or like even like way older, like their parents had been like remarried and stuff,
Yeah.
and they're like in the like they're the kids of the second marriage, and they have like 30-year-old siblings, and like soon that will be me because I have a lot of younger siblings. My mom had me pretty young. Like she had me at 20.
Mm-hmm.
Knock on wood. I don't want to like
You-
carry on any family traditions. That was evil. Yeah, and my youngest sibling is literally like was born right before I turned 18. So she's like 18 years younger than me. So like there's a big gap there.
Yeah.
And just like I always thought that was so weird, but I'm literally the old one now.
Mm-hmm.
That people think is weird. I don't know.
Same. And I think that's why I thought it was weird because I like never like knew.
Mhm.
Like I just was like, I am the oldest,
Yeah.
and so
That's how it should be for everyone.
sucks to suck for y'all who have older siblings.
I'm just watching like in my...
I know there's a lot going on around us right
it's
now.
really
guys. It's
overstimulating.
so distracting.
Like, sorry if I look like this the
Mhm.
whole time. I don't know.
You know what? Something else that I realized, like in my 20s, there was a point in high school where, okay, like this is very like, like woe is me. But like in like high school where like I felt like people like did not like me at all. And like would like say that like I was like overly mean. And so then when I came here and like during like my last years of high school, I would like try like very, very hard, like extremely hard to be just like the nicest person ever. Like just like super nice to everyone because I didn't want to be like seen as this like mean person. And I've realized in my 20s that like, first of all, I was like not mean. Like I was never mean, and also it is okay to be mean sometimes. And it's okay to like dislike things and dislike people and like get angry. Like it is okay to feel those emotions. People are just like so
I think in like just having, I feel like I'm talking about myself like I'm like this old wise woman, and I'm not. Like I am not that, but just
same.
in like my experiences and and especially in like moving away to a brand new city and like having those like long distance friendships and like having friendships here, I feel like I have a lot more just like experience in relationships and stuff, and realizing this is kind of going off of what you said, but like not at all now that I'm saying it. But like I've learned a lot about like how to take care of friendships, and like, oh my God, I don't have to be friends with everyone if I don't want to be. That was the biggest, like, even like I've over the last like year, I would say like I'm still kind of trying to figure out ways to like handle that. But I really feel like I've learned how to just like, I don't need to be friends with everyone. And that doesn't mean I have to be like super mean to people I don't like. I just like, I don't have to follow people on Instagram if I don't like them. I don't have to talk to people if I don't like them. I don't need to surround myself with people I don't like, because I feel like in your teens, when you're like in having class with the same people every day, you just feel the need to like be around those people all the time, and you surround yourself with people who like just bring negativity, and it's so bad.
Very
and
true.
Now I'm just like, why would I do that? Like, why would I invite, they're like, oh, I should invite this person. Actually, no, I don't like them, type of thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and like just like stemming off that, like just being like, oh, like just because I'm in a group project with you at school doesn't mean I need to follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just because like we've talked a few times doesn't mean that you suddenly have like earned all of my respect either. Like if you are like saying something rude about someone and I disagree with it, then I'm going to like say something about it, and it might not sound nice to you, but that doesn't mean that I'm an awful, evil human being. Yeah. And also sometimes you have to be stern with people to get a point across. Like sometimes people are like have malicious intent. Like sometimes people are trying to do things for their own benefit no matter what. Like within the school space, within friendships, within relationships, all of that stuff. Friendships are relationships, but you know what I mean. And like it is okay to be like, you need to stop and you need to leave me alone and you need to listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And like saying that does not make you an evil human.
Like basically in some summation of what we're saying is like communication and honesty.
Yeah.
Or like, because I feel like in my like teens and stuff, I've always just been afraid of communicating certain things because I don't want how people think of me to be, you know, changed, if that makes sense. Like I still want everyone to like me. And I mean, that's still like a thing I deal with, obviously, because like I'm human. And of course I want to be loved, but
yeah. And also like how people perceive it too. Like that is like none of your concern really. Like there's nothing you can do about how people perceive things, but if they have the maturity level to be like in a friendship with you or something, like that's like like they will take it well, and if they don't, then like that's not my issue. And with that, that's all we have for advice and talking right now.
Advice. We're old women, so
we're grannies.
We're grannies.
Oh God.
Okay, at least that was like a normal sound. I thought it was gonna be like the default one. Sorry, just a quick little. Anytime I hear the like default, like I think it's called radar, the sound, I feel like I'm like, because that's my alarm sound. I literally think I'm like waking up from a dream, and it stresses me out. Yeah. Anyway.
And in the next one, it'll be...
Oh yeah, this season finale. We're going on a break.
We're going on a winter break.
On a breaky break. So we'll see you soon. Or will we?